I might need a stool.
You're fine. I can see your chest from above.
You might. I can't see her behind the scales.
I have my lawyer.
Okay.
All right, lawyer. Lower it up.
Perfect. Okay.
Defendant or the prosecution?
Prosecution.
No, you're
Wait, defendant. Wait, what am I? What am I?
you're the defendant.
Are you the one targeted right now?
Oh, yes,
You're the
yes,
plaintiff,
yes.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting targeted.
Okay. Any pretrial motions or anything that anybody want to make before we get started?
Yes, I would like to make a motion for this to be a mistrial. I've not been able to see the evidence from the plaintiff or given enough.
Make sure your
chance to
lawyer's
press them
shouting,
in.
by the way.
Yes, I would like to call for a mistrial. I've not had opportunity to examine any evidence that they brought for this case or be able to view any sort of witness lists or anything. They have not provided me with anything for this. I'd like it to be considered a mistrial and with prejudice, so he does not get targeted again.
Mr. Douglas, do you have a response to that?
Well, I mean, this just happened, so the evidence is on her dress about it being ripped.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're gonna right after this. I'm gonna ask you if you've completed any kind of discovery. Do you have any evidence to hand over, or is you know a blank envelope the entirety of your evidence?
So this case will be called over circumstantial evidence at best.
Well, I mean, since it's a civil case, then you know the people's word, you know, stories can come into play.
Be part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so the bailiff may actually be a witness, and so that actually should be added.
The marshal did not witness whatever even happened. She took me to the jail cell and beat me to say what she wanted me to say.
We'll have time to go
coercion, huh?
We'll have time to go over this. Well, okay.
Well,
But he was slandering me in front of her, saying I was a dirty criminal.
Okay, well, hold on. So no one has any, you know, evidence to hand over. So, empty evidence is the entirety of evidence. So, you do actually have a copy of all the evidence, which is nothing. Mistrial, motion denied.
I do have physical evidence, my dress.
Oh, okay. Well, then you need to share. You need to show your dress to the defense counsel. And any other evidence that you're going to have. And I assume.
Looks like we're done hopping on a horse.
Is the marshal on your witness list?
Yeah.
Okay, so the marshal is also on the witness list. So be advised to that.
If you look right here at my bottom of my dress, it's got a rip right there when he pushed me.
Or been caught on cobblestone or a horse hoof or the track or a railing.
We were on a balcony near a wall.
A loose plank.
We'll have plenty of time for that, you know. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with plaintiff. Go ahead and make your case. Your opening remarks.
I'm gonna flip over the other side because I'm making this the witness stand, I guess. What exactly do you want me to do?
The little podium up front will be the stand.
Oh, I'm stupid.
But
that's usually where like the.
For the remarks though, there's no need to swear in because this is just counsel's remarks.
Okay.
Plaintiff, that's Mr. Douglas.
You.
Do you have opening remarks for your client?
Yes, we have a couple.
Okay, go ahead. Start with opening remarks. We'll call witnesses after that.
So just so that way this is clear, and this is civil court, of course, he's just being sued for the cost of the dress and for the physical damage, and that is it.
Okay, what is the cost of the dress? And isn't the physical damage included in the cost of the dress? Because replacement of the dress means there's no more physical damage.
The cost of the dress has not been yet finalized. We'd have to go to a tailor and actually examine the damage to the dress to figure out the appropriate price.
I mean, I won't be able to award damages if you can't come up with a price.
We can probably get a tailor here to give an estimate.
Okay, you should work on that. But what are your opening remarks? What happened here? You can go ahead and give an opening narrative.
So when I was sitting in the bottom of the saloon, Luke chased her up the stairs, and then she started screaming, saying, "Stop pushing her." And then that's when the marshal ran inside to the bottom, but by that time he had already jumped off the balcony and landed on the street.
Okay. Is she gonna be called as a witness to attest to that?
Yes.
Okay.
She saw me at the bottom of the saloon when she entered.
No, I mean the is your client. Is she gonna attest to that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Well then, go ahead and take the stand. Ms. Bailey, you can go and swear in.
Ma'am, do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Okay. And then, from your point of view, what happened?
We went into the saloon to actually look for you, my sister, and he was chasing behind me. And as we walked up the stairs and getting across the balcony, he pushed me, and I shouted about pushing me, and then he took off running, and I heard Dawn shout at him and asking what happened, and then he was running away. I didn't see if he jumped off the side, but it's a possibility he did. I'm not going to speculate that. He ran away after pushing me, and it ripped my dress.
Okay. And then, plaintiff's counsel, do you have any questions you'd like to ask her?
No.
Okay. Defense, would you like to ask questions?
Absolutely. So, ma'am, what was your name?
Anastasia.
Anastasia. What is your relation with the judge here today?
She is my sister.
All right, Judge. Don't you think that this would be a conflict of interest, seeing counsel over your own family?
Well,
I would like to once again call for mistrial as conflict of interest, being that a sibling could not, without bias, rule on a case of her sister who has too much emotion tied into it.
Well, so to that, they're both family. So I have equal conflict of interest to both of them. And
well, then you know what? Then it's a wrap. I think this trial has been doomed from the beginning due to all of this insider information.
I think they cancel each other out because I'm not biased towards either one specifically. I'm biased towards both of them.
All right, ma'am. What is your job title?
I'm an undertaker.
Undertaker. It's pretty dirty work. Have you ever damaged a piece of clothing in the past?
Yes, I have. Who hasn't damaged a piece of clothing in the past?
So you're saying these things happen?
They do, but
Okay.
it's never intentional.
All right, you know, most things in life aren't. So
But he did intentionally push me.
I mean, that's all hearsay. If
He
it's
was
just you weren't against
threatening to
his.
punch me in front of the lawman just like 20 minutes before he pushed me.
So you've damaged articles of clothing before. But do you remember how? Would it be work? What, getting caught on a corner? Being stuck at a door?
Well, work. I have had a lot of jobs. I used to be a doctor before I used to work at a bar, so I've worked a lot of places. I could have damaged my clothing. It never is this extensive as this bottom of this dress. This dress is new.
So as a court, your job is to prove without a reasonable doubt that he is directly responsible for the tearing of that dress. But what you've just said here now is that over multiple times in your life, articles of clothing have been ruined for one way or another. Just natural habits. You said, of course, who hasn't damaged clothing? So I don't think it is possible to prove without a reason of a doubt that that man is the sole reason, the only reason that he is the only characteristic or the only factor in the tearing of your dress here. I do not think that is the case. Would you agree that it'd be really hard to say that he was the only characteristic to come into play of tearing of the dress?
Well, he was the one that pushed me and caused my dress to rip, so yes.
So he ripped the dress.
He ripped the dress by pushing me.
So you're telling me he did not rip the dress? You're saying he pushed you and it caused.
Badger.
You have a rebuttal?
I just think it's very important to have all details ironed out. Because I don't believe she's not suing him for pushing her. She is suing him for tearing the dress. And I think that if he did not physically tear the dress, say, I do not believe my client did, but say he did push her, and then it caught on something was to tear, he did not tear the dress. He pushed her, and then it caused the tear to dress with another means.
But the point is badgering. You're justifying why you're badgering, but you're not saying that you're not badgering.
I'm just trying to get to a point here, ma'am.
Okay. Well then, if she's already been asked to answer the stuff, then go ahead. It's been noted. Also, point of order is since this is a civil case.
Redirect.
Since this is a civil case, there is it's not lack of reasonable suspicion. It is, or not lack of reasonable. It's not it's totality of circumstances. So it's just 50%, 51%. It doesn't have to be beyond all reasonable doubt. 51%. Whoever has 51% wins.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
It is America, but it's not criminal. But you had a rebuttal to the rebuttal? Is that what you were looking for?
No further questions.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind then. Okay, are you gonna recall her when it's your turn to ask questions? More specific questions again, or is that all you needed?
Me?
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have any questions for her.
Okay. Do you have any more? Ma'am, you can go and step down.
Sorry, thank you.
Now, do you have any more witnesses that you'd like to invite up?
Yes, the bailiff for Marshal Dawn.
Miss Bale, can you swear yourself in?
I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
I accepted. Okay, go ahead and ask your questions.
Alrighty. So you came to the saloon when you heard her screaming, correct?
Correct. I was outside the saloon and I heard Miss Anya scream, and then I saw Luke run out the front door, and she said that he pushed me, and the only person who ran out the saloon was Luke. So I went upstairs and I asked her, "Who pushed you? Did Luke push you?" She said yes, and I looked and I saw her dress was torn. So I go outside and I cross my arms and I ask him, "Did you push her?" He denies it. And then she comes out and I ask her again, "Did he push you?" She confirmed it. So I took him to the station. Or Marshal discipline.
Alright, and you can confirm that when you first entered, you saw me in the bottom of the saloon, correct?
Correct.
Alrighty, no further questions.
Objection, leading.
Oh, that was leading, but she's already answered. Okay, do you have any questions for her?
So, Miss Dawn,
Mm-hmm.
you're saying that he was the only person you saw there in the area.
He was the only person who bolted out of the saloon. Yes.
All right. So, would you say your power of perception is intact completely and a useful resource?
I have 20/20 vision in the singular eye that I have. Yes.
All right, Miss Dawn, what color are my eyes? If your perceptive peepers were to, gleam upon my face, what color are my eyes? Hmm?
How would I know? I don't stare at your eyes.
Well, it's all about the power of perception, to be is to be perceived, okay?
Badger.
You're
So,
pointing out that I'm not
she
paying
hears-
attention to an extremely minute fact.
Hold on, there's an
She-
objection.
There's an objection?
Go ahead and say your objection again.
Badgerin.
Okay, your response.
This is the framework of a greater question and a greater picture to be painted, Your Honor.
I agree. I don't think he's badgering. I think he's painting a picture. Go ahead.
So, by your own words, you heard her say, "He pushed me." But did she ever say the defendant's name when she was screaming, "He pushed me"? She
No,
originally
he said he pushed me.
Right. And then, when you asked, "Was it this guy?" then did she say yes?
No, she said Luke pushed me the first time, and then I double checked.
That's not what you told the prosecutor. You said that
What
she
I
said,
said.
"He pushed me. He pushed me." And then you said you ran
Are
in
you going
and
to let
saw
me
him.
finish?
All right, go ahead. You're right. You're right.
Thank you. What I said was, I heard her scream, "He pushed me." So I went upstairs, and then I said, "Did Luke push you?" And then she said, "Yes." And I went downstairs, and I asked him, "Did you push her?" He said, "No." She comes over, and I said, "Did he, while standing beside him, push you?" And then she said, "Yes." So it was he pushed me, Luke pushed me, he pushed me. That was the order.
Right. So it was he pushed me, and then you asked, "Did Luke push you?" To which she said yes, which sounds like you were kind of leading on the
I would also like to bring to attention that Luke has been threatening her literally like the past hour.
Now, when he did he threaten to rip her dress?
He threatened to punch her.
I mean, that's not what we're on trial here for. All right.
Nope. That does sound like an objection. Do you guys have a response to the objection of,
That the threat's not being relevant? Is that what he objecting?
Yep.
Exactly. The threats of punching or not have nothing to do with the tearing of a dress.
Well, I mean, if he's threatening her and then he tears the dress, I mean, if you punch somebody, they could still end up ripping in their dress, so I still think they're relevant.
Onion, your response to that?
I do not see how a punch in the face directly leads to ripping of a dress. I've been punched in the face hundreds of times. I've never once ripped a dress.
Well,
I'm not
okay.
saying that.
Well, we've gone back and forth already. I can see a world where being entering into a melee of somebody in a dress could cause damage to it. So I think that's relevant. So continue.
I have to remember my train of thought. Give me 2 seconds. What else? So yeah. So what it sounds to me is that you heard someone say, "He pushed me." Just the first man that you saw run out there, you immediately go, "Oh, that must be it," and then you place the name in her mind to use and to confuse her when she was in distress.
Well, as a marshal,
I think my client is innocent. Sorry, go ahead.
As a marshal, part of what we do is investigative work, and it's kind of the theory of if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it is a duck. If I hear a man openly threatening a woman repeatedly, and then I hear a woman scream at the top of her lungs, "He pushed me," then the same woman who's been threatening her multiple times runs out of the saloon, and then I go up there and I ask her, "Well, was it him?" And she goes, "Yes." And he's sitting out there, standing there. That is, I would argue, reasonable cause for detainment, which I did. So.
All right. Without proving he did it, you proceed to detain him and then beat the ever-living piss out of him in the police station.
Correct. As a U.S. Marshal, I have the authority to discipline people as I deem necessary.
Well, of course, you have the authority, but that does not always mean that it's right. Plenty of things in history happened because they could have, but they weren't right. But that's not part of this. I'm sorry. So, also, Marshal, do you know how the United States legal system works?
I am a part of it, yes.
So, do you know if it is, you know, you're innocent and then you have to be proven guilty, or are you guilty and then you have to prove your innocence?
It's innocent until proven guilty, but I saw ample evidence to give me probable cause.
Oh, so are you a judge, or a jury, or lawyer?
No, I am a U.S. Marshal. I work for the federal government.
So you just thought, hey, this is enough evidence, I'm just gonna beat the snot out of a guy. Oh, because he allegedly ripped a dress, which I don't even think he did. And, you know, this...
No, he
What
was
is you guys
beaten
trying to prove
because
here?
he was criminally threatening her multiple times, and then I heard her scream, and because I'd witnessed his belligerent behavior, and then I saw him run out of the saloon, it was enough probable cause for me to give him discipline.
And ma'am, how old are you?
Objection. He's just badgering at this point.
There's no further questions.
Yeah, that's the state. Okay. You can go ahead and step down, ma'am. Thank you very much for your testimony. Mr. Douglas, do you have anyone else to call?
Um,
Oh, Luke.
Mr. Luke Doogie.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and swear in Mr. Doogie?
Yeah. Just tell me what I gotta say.
Mr. Luke Doogie, do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay. Go ahead with your questions.
Alrighty, so it was me, you, and Miss Anya over there sitting in the bottom of the saloon, correct?
Correct.
Before all this happened. And then you proceeded to run up the stairs after her, correct?
I wouldn't say after her. So we were walking upstairs to find Olivia, and we were walking, so I ran upstairs, past her to find Olivia. I ran back down through the bar and outside, and that's when she started yelling.
Well, I mean, but like, you were upstairs when the screams were happening, so, you know.
Incorrect.
And you ran past me without saying a goddamn thing. You just kept on going outside. Pretending like the screams never even happened.
Maybe, but when I was outside, she was screaming, so that's what I remember.
I mean, by that time she was just saying, "Help me." But you were definitely
Okay.
Were you upstairs when she originally said?
Incorrect. I was running downstairs, and that's when she started yelling. That's what I remember.
So after she said somebody, or right before she said somebody pushed me, is when you were running down the stairs.
Objection leading.
Well, go ahead and give me a rebuttal on that.
I just think, you know, I'm just asking, you know, relevant questions. You know, if he said that he ran right downstairs and ran past me right before she said anything, but you know, she's stating that.
I mean, you are testifying and you are pretty much leading, so I'm going to go ahead and sustain that. Rephrase your questions.
Okay. I think I've asked him enough questions. I don't have any questions for him at this time.
Okay. The defense?
Sir, what is your relation with the plaintiff and her lawyer?
The lawyer, that's my brother, and she was, I don't know. She's my brother's mom, so I guess we're kind of like related in a way. She's got the same last name kind of deal, so I guess we're related. Yeah.
So like stepmom or
I wouldn't say step.
mother-in-law?
I wouldn't say. I'm still confused. The family tree's a little complicated, but yeah, I'd say we're
As
related.
they are in county, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, we're all related here, besides Don and you.
So what has your relationship been like with the plaintiffs?
She was my dad's ex-wife. And so, knew her from that, and being my brother's me and my brother having the same dad, and her being the mom, so like we know each other, kind of
Now,
deal.
to your understanding, is there any reason why she would want to frame you for this alleged crime?
We mess with each other a lot, so with that being said, messing with each other, framing a crime like that is something that that would definitely happen.
Now, as you recall, can you tell me what happened? What happened with the events, as far as your eyes, from
Right.
the moment
So
of you guys in the saloon together, to
right.
you running out and seeing the marshal or whoever you saw?
Leading.
Yeah, so we all gathered in. So let me explain.
Objection,
So
leading.
Okay. Go ahead and rephrase your question so I can tell if it's good or not.
Can you give me your personal account of the incident that is at hand here?
That question was read to me. That's not leading. I accept that.
okay. So we were all standing outside the saloon, and then Your Honor, went to go find some food in the saloon or whatever. So I decided, hey, might as well get a drink, and then we all sat down at the table. We all got up from the table eventually, went looking for you. We walked up the stairs, and then I started to run up the stairs because I'm pretty impatient. Ran up the stairs, didn't see you. Ran down. That's when I started to hear the yell when I was starting to run downstairs. Ran outside, and then Don started to question me about the Anya yelling.
So do you believe that at this time you were just wrong place, wrong time?
Yes, I believe so. Not even that. I honestly think she was, making the joke on me. I don't think anybody pushed her, but that's besides the point. To answer your question, yes.
Do you believe she has malicious intent here?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Do you feel safe around her?
Yeah. I most of the time I do. Most of the time.
All right. I don't think you have any further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Doogie, you can step down. Did you have any more witnesses to call?
I was about to ask if I could redirect real quick.
Oh, actually, step back up. Let's go for the redirect. I apologize. Yet.
Okay, go back up there.
Go ahead with the redirect.
So just to confirm, you said that we were all sitting down in the saloon, correct?
Before this whole event happened, yes.
You said we all ran upstairs?
As in me and Anya, yes, that's what I meant.
Okay. And I stated before, you ran down there right before the scream, as you just stated.
Say that again?
That you ran downstairs right before the scream?
I ran downstairs while the scream was happening. As I said.
All right. No further questions.
All right.
Okay. Then you can go ahead and step down. For real this time. Now, plaintiffs, do you have any more witnesses you would like to call?
Nope.
Do you have anything that evidence you'd like to highlight before I ask the defense the same question? It has to be out of the evidence that you've already entered.
No, besides the ripped dress, we do not have anything else.
Okay. Defense, do you have any other witnesses you'd like to call?
I would like to call you to the stand, Your Honor.
Oh. Okay. I mean, that sounds perfectly reasonable.
I'll be the makeshift Your Honor in the meantime.
Well, you have to swear me in.
Yeah.
Okay.
To swear in.
Your Honor, do you swear to say nothing but the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Now, Your Honor, what is your relation with both parties present today?
I am sister to Anya. I am step aunt to Luke.
Just saying, but between the two parties, what if you have a bond of blood and the other just of marriage? The one you are blood related
Technically, your
to, the other
adopted
is just
sister.
by marriage, or by like a child.
Well, Anya's adopted, and Luke is from a different mother, so.
Right, but one is considered a sibling, and the other is just a step family member.
I mean, if you think of a step family member as lesser, that's on you.
Well, that wasn't my question.
What was your question?
Oh, I mean, the question was, one of them is a sibling and the other is a step nephew.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. And where were you at the time of this transpiring?
I believe I was out on the balcony, because after I came back in, everyone was all like, "Oh, he's being mean to me." So, I unfortunately.
Now, how many
did
times
not.
have you been to the Bastille Saloon?
Today?
Just in general.
1,047.
All right. Do you know how many exits and entry points the saloon has?
4.
Okay. So, there are 4 ways to get in and out of there.
Yes.
So that means if 4 people left at the exact same time, there's only a 25% chance that it could be my my client.
Objection.
Who called objection? You're not a lawyer.
Actually, I am a lawyer.
What's your objection?
I feel like he is leading the witness.
I just asked a math question. 1/4 is
Now,
25%,
objection,
correct?
relevance.
Well, you provided the answer to the math question. So
Yes.
that would
answer.
actually be leading, because you provided the answer for me.
Okay.
Sustained? Question mark?
Yeah, it would be.
Yep.
I still
but
believe that this should be
relevance, I think it's relevant.
Yes, because I have my client here being told that he committed a crime, even though there are 3 other entry points of the perpetrator could have actually
Well, now you're
showed up.
testifying.
Well, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, no, hold on. If I can. Your Honor, am I allowed to do drugs while examining a witness?
I don't see any rule against it.
All right.
I've been doing drugs this whole time.
Legal drugs, of course.
100%.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was never I didn't think so. You know. Anyway. What was I?
With a question about math.
No, I'm just getting it there.
Okay.
Should have asked it earlier. Those questions earlier.
Then the plaintiffs, you guys would be taking a turn now.
Alrighty. At the time of this,
You
claimed
can't
to be
handle the
on-
truth.
What?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So at the time you were on the balcony, right?
Yeah.
So, according to him, there would be 4 exits, but if you're on the balcony and there's people down at the front, that would just knock it down to 2. Correct?
Well, I mean, it depends on the exit of the building. There's the hallway, there's the downstairs, then there's 2 exits in the bedroom. But if you're talking about like ways down, then I mean, you could always jump over the balcony, or you can take the balcony steps down. So I mean, it really depends on the point that you're talking about.
So where were you on the balcony at this time?
By one of the...
Were you located in like the center? You know where the big sign is? Were you off to the side? You know
I
where the
was off to the side.
staircase is? Off to the side where the staircase is?
No, the other side.
Okay, so just by the little jump down point.
I was dreaming about possibly having tacos one day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say jump down point. I'd probably break my legs if I jump down there.
Well, you know, some people are crazy and they jump off that all the time.
Yeah.
Objection, hearsay. I've jumped off there and I'm not crazy at all.
Well, you didn't say all the people were crazy. You just said
Yeah,
some.
I didn't say, yeah, some people.
Overruled?
Oh, we
An
also can't prove that
objection?
you're
What's
not
the
crazy.
relevance of that to this questioning?
Are you objecting your own?
Wait, are you objecting to the
Wait,
objection?
you objecting me or objecting him?
His objection.
Objecting him? Question?
Wait,
His
I'm
outburst.
confused. Who's getting
I'm
objected?
objecting his objecting
Jesus,
outburst
good thing you're not
because
the
he's
lawyer.
Wait, are we
testifying.
injecting or objecting?
Objection.
Oh, no.
Rambling.
I'm injecting many things
Rambling.
over here,
That's
Your Honor.
sustained. Okay.
Hearsay. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So my point is that if you're up there, that knocks off at least 2 of the exits. And if you have people downstairs, that knocks off 1, which would basically leave it to a 50-50 chance if we are want to talk about math here.
Objection, hearsay. She cannot be watching both exits at the exact same time.
Well,
Objection
both of the,
leading.
Hey, let me do that. All right, hey, sorry. Do this part. All right. You hired
what
me,
I'm trying
right?
to say is that both of the doors at the top, 2 of them, lead directly
Well, there is an
into the
objection.
front.
I
and you
actually
can-
think leading does actually fit more than hearsay. Because you're kind of testifying at this point.
Ask how
really-
many exits she could see from her viewpoint.
How
you're
many
making-
exits
you're
could
making
you see?
statements, don't
I'll
really
change
ask
my
questions.
question. How many exits could you see?
Could I actually see? Well, I was facing away and I was going, tacos. So, none.
Okay, but you were close enough to where if the door opened, you could hear it, right?
Objection, leading. She already answered the question by saying none.
Well, there's a difference
Asked,
between
answered.
seeing. There's a difference between seeing and hearing.
Okay, go ahead and ask your question.
Did you hear any of the doors open that were up by your area, or closed?
I think that's sufficiently different. I can't answer yes or no though because tacos. Tacos.
All right, I can't. I don't think I have any further questions.
Okay. Any redirect?
No.
Okay. Then I can
You
step down.
dismiss yourself.
Thank you for my
You
time.
dismiss yourself.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any more witnesses that you'd like to call?
No.
Okay. Is there any evidence that you'd like to highlight before we go into recess while I deliberate?
No. Are there going to be closing statements?
Yeah, why not? We can have narrative closing statements. We'll go with the plaintiff first.
All right, Your Honor. How exactly what to say? As we have gathered here, he has changed the story multiple times and admitted to going upstairs with her and then downstairs right before, and also said right before, and changed the story to as when it happened. But that is all I have to say, as well as the evidence with the broken dress.
Okay. Okay. And then, defense, do you have any closing statements?
Yes. Members of the court here today, we have heard testimonies from both sides with, hearsay arguments and speculations. We've heard we've heard factual statements of him saying before hearing a call, which means before the cry, which means he could not have done the actual action of the cry if he wasn't there when she cried out saying he hit me. We've also heard accounts of clothing being ripped from many other different occasions throughout someone's life and jobs. What we haven't heard is definitive proof that it was him committing the atrocious crime of tearing a dress. Nowhere could anyone pinpoint him being there at the exact time that the push. You can around the time after the scream, but no one can place him there at the push. So I believe it is without question that my client is innocent, and it should be thrown out with prejudice, so he cannot be charged of the same thing again.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May I say a couple things quick?
Do you want to check with your counsel first?
Yeah, actually, I want to talk to my lawyer quick.
Okay.
Yeah, no further statements.
Okay. And then with closing statements complete, I'm starting my deliberation. But honestly, I'll just go ahead and go into my explanation, right away, because I'm not going to write it down. I don't feel like writing it down. But so the burden of proof here is, is 51%. Totality of circumstances. It's not beyond reasonable doubt. So, the question is it 51% more, likely that, based on the proof and the evidence that we have, that Luke tore the dress, or just based on the evidence that we have that Luke did not. Based on the evidence, there is a torn dress. There is testimony saying that Luke was leaving the area at a high rate of speed. There's also testimony that Luke was there for other reasons and is there on a regular basis. He was there for for meeting family, and the noises happened or the screaming happened when he wasn't around. I don't believe that there's enough evidence to say that Luke did or did not, unfortunately. And in the absence of evidence saying that he did or did not, I can't find him responsible for paying for the dress. The marshal testimony, obviously was that she didn't witness the event, just that he was running away, and it sounded like there was no charge. It didn't say why wasn't necessarily said, but I mean I imagine if there was evidence that this an assault happened, there would be a charge of assault. And, so like while there wasn't there was no information in the testimony saying that he was charged, so I can't say
That'd be a good question.
that it happened. I don't really have any information saying that anything other than Luke Doogie was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. So whether I find in favor of the defendants.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Of course. Thanks,
Congratulations, sir. You're a free man.
By the time this is over, holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I appreciate that everybody humored me.
Yeah. No, that's actually
That was fun.
good.
Oh god.